Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for being part of this weather community, which is just about weather safety to get the right word out about what's going on. And a good little breather in the tropics. It is nice when we don't have a tropical storm or a hurricane to track together. No doubt about that. Now, a couple of tropical waves. These are normal to move through, but the first two, they're going to be a little different. I'm going to watch out for some signs of development. This one's going to ride right through Jamaica, and then this one here may curve a little bit more up toward the Bahamas, that second one. But I'll show you how both of them bring increased rain, and I'm going to watch out for some signs of development. I want to show you kind of behind the scenes a few of the things I'm looking at in the environment as we track these tropical waves that move across. So that's what we'll get into. Now, the first tropical wave moving through Puerto Rico, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. Scattered areas of rain and storms bringing in some of those showers back behind it. We've had some near Barbados, St. Lucia, down through Trinidad and Tobago. And we've had areas of flooding. We were watching that yesterday in some spots. Some areas of really heavy rain. Jamaica, we had some flooding yesterday. Had some cars submerged. Trinidad and Tobago, we had some cars submerged with some of the flooding. So I've been watching all of that. So a couple spots with those thunderstorms. And that's the thing. We don't need a named system to cause problems with tropical downpours. Now, here's the other tropical wave. This is the one that kind of swings back behind and up toward the Bahamas. Another one here, another one coming off the coast of Africa. Right now, no major signs of development out of these. So let's track them first, and then I want to show you what I'm seeing with them as it pertains to the environment. So we have a tropical wave sliding through right here, and that is drawing in some of the extra moisture, and then the other tropical wave back behind us. So both of these kind of opening up the floodgates, so to speak, and we've actually seen some flooding, but bringing in that increased chance of rain. So this is today into tomorrow, and I'll zoom down in a moment, and I want to get into some of the rain totals. I'll zoom right down into Trinidad, for example. Now here in Jamaica tomorrow, we're going to see some scattered rain and storms again. Tropical wave moves in, and then we're watching the other one back behind it. Let's go out in time further. This here is on Friday. Now, by the time we get into Friday, still no big signs of development. In here, we have the first tropical wave moving by. You see some extra rain and storms. Even for Central America, it's going to bump up again. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, over toward San Andres. And then you see some of the increased moisture right through here with that second tropical wave. Now, this is on Saturday. So we have one tropical wave moving through here, and then we have this second tropical wave that is bringing this surge of moisture. So you see by Saturday, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Puerto Rico, we're going to see some extra rain moving in. Still no big signs of development with both of these tropical waves. Let's go out in time further. This here is by Sunday. We'll bring into Sunday afternoon, and you see the increased tropical wave. As both of these move in, we get extra rain. You see it here. Here's some of the extra rain. This is really with that second tropical wave that moves in, and the leading edge of that first tropical wave here kind of gets tied into a front over toward Texas. But point being, you see here as we get into the weekend, we've got extra rain here, extra rain here, and let's go out further in time. By Monday, this is Monday, still watching a lot more moisture around. So with that, when we get these areas of rain over the warm water temperatures, things can spit up. Sometimes that happens, and that's what I'm watching behind the scenes, and then we'll see what's left of this tropical wave kind of following the other one. So a busy little pattern, no name system at this point, but a busy pattern to track, and we know with some of the flooding we had in Trinidad yesterday, back toward Jamaica, these downpours are real deal stuff. Now, yeah, the water temperatures are conducive for development. Right in here are the Bahamas. Get toward Haiti, Port-au-Prince, about 30 degrees offshore of Santo Domingo, and over toward Puerto Rico too, about 30 degrees Celsius. That's about 86, 87 degrees Fahrenheit. We have that through the Gulf of Mexico, even warmer, just off the coast of Colombia, super warm water. So yeah, that is conducive for tropical development. But that is just one of so many ingredients. Another one is watching the wind shear, what's going on above our heads. Those are the gusty winds. This is the wind shear right now. So as this tropical wave is moving across the Caribbean, yeah, the water is warm, but these winds are coming in the opposite direction. Haiti, here's Jamaica right here, preventing this from really building up. So the wind shear is a good thing. And we've had those pockets of dry air, the dust. I mentioned the dust at the beginning of the season. It's going to be an active season, but the dust can be a big variable in the forecast. And that's why I always stress there's always so much anxiety at the beginning of the season. Everyone makes it seem like there's going to be a billion storms coming at us. It's a wait and see. Now, with that said, we saw what happened with Beryl with those warm water temperatures. So when conditions are conducive for development, these things can get really strong. But right now, the wind shear that is helping us out, but I'm going to monitor that the next few days. Now, you see the seas are a little bit elevated, choppy here, and they are going to be building, so giving you that heads up too. I'll zoom down with those rain totals in a second. You see where we get the greens here, parts of the Caribbean and the Atlantic waters building some as expected. This is by tomorrow as we go through the end of the week, getting choppier by Friday near the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos. Nothing super crazy, but just building somewhat. And I know if you're going back and forth, that is an issue. And you see this green shading in here. This is on Saturday. We're looking at a couple meters or a bit higher, anywhere from 7, 8, even upwards of 9 feet as we get some elevated seas with these 2 tropical waves that are working in. Let me show you the closer view and then zoom down with those rain totals. Guyana, I should have mentioned too. We've had the flooding. Suriname, we've had the flooding too. Also some homes, businesses, and cars underwater. And you can see with this tropical wave just on the backside of it, the increased rain. Jamaica, what we had yesterday, that's very much what we're going to have the next few days. Hopefully not the flooding part, but just the part that where some of us are dry and others deal with the thunderstorms. It's scattered, but the scattered part can be really strong and give us the flooding. Friday, you see that rain here, Honduras, especially south, Belize, a few showers and storms. And where you see these brighter colors, that's telling me we're going to have some of those big downpours around, those tropical downpours that can lead to some of the flooding we had yesterday. So let me zoom down. This is in Trinidad and Tobago, a 3-day rain total. So this is not just today. This is kind of stacking on a couple areas of showers and storms, but there is that white shading again. So over a 3-day rain total. Now this white shading is 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain. This is a computer model. It gives us a feel. Computer models are not exact. Obviously, the weather changes. It's hard to forecast even just a couple days out, yet 3, 4, 5, 6 days out. We could see this white shading over here or over here, vice versa. But there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. That is going to lead to some areas of flooding once again. And that here's Trinidad, for example, right through northeastern Venezuela and Guyana, parts of Suriname. But right in here, monitoring the flooding. It will be life-threatening flooding because we've already had a lot of rain. So let me know how you're doing in the comments. I'll be watching that. Higher totals, 100 millimeters plus, northeastern Venezuela, back toward parts of Guyana and in upwards of 150, 200 millimeters of rain, 6 to 9 inches of rain. Now, as we work our way to the north, scattered areas of rain and storm. So it's those pockets. Yeah, one island may, all islands matter as I go island by island, but one island may stay dry, and you kind of know there are showers and storms nearby, but you're dry, and then another one could get dumped on. So it's going to be these pockets of scattered storms. These 2 tropical waves are going to make it more active. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, over toward the British U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Antigua and Barbuda, up through Anguilla, down through Saba, St. Kitts and Nevis, scattered areas of rain with those downpours. And you see here in Jamaica, this is a good example. You see these brighter colors telling me again, some spots we're going to see some thunderstorms. Maybe dry in Kingston, may get dumped on in Montego Bay. Could be vice versa, but there are going to be scattered storms around back through parts of the Cayman Islands, over toward eastern end of Cuba especially, and into Haiti. Elsewhere, scattered rain totals not too high as we lift up toward the Bahamas, but this is where it's going to be building. First tropical wave, later in the week, we're going to see higher totals. As the first tropical wave moves in, these totals are going to start to get more substantial as we work our way into the upcoming weekend with that higher chance of rain. So early heads up, parts of Central America into Mexico. The flood threat does get higher for the weekend. Mexico City, though, we're going to have a lot of downpours around for today and tomorrow. Now, on the north side of this, speaking of the flooding, our friends in Toronto got clocked with rain, a ton of rain, 100 millimeters in just about 6-7 hours yesterday, led to all sorts of flooding around. It was the thunderstorms I was talking about. It's a couple fronts nearby, so generally the same pattern. Hope we don't get the flooding, but scattered areas of storms today and again tomorrow. And even as we get into Friday, we'll be watching another little system dive down as one system leaves. So more areas of flooding and the potential of wind damage and a low-end risk of a tornado. Atlantic region of Canada swinging back toward Quebec. So Jamaica, 40% chance of the scattered storms. Some of us are going to deal with the sun and just baking in that heat. Others are going to deal with some of that flooding, which is always an issue. I'll be watching those comments throughout the day. Tomorrow and Friday, 30% chance of the scattered showers in Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago just leaving it elevated. I've been highlighting that flood threat the last few days. We had some of it yesterday. We're going to do it again today and over the next few days. And the rain chance, not 100%. But scattered showers and storms for us in Barbados, back towards St. Lucia. We're going to see that kind of on and off occasional storms. Some of those could be quite strong. Grenada, St. Vincent the Grenadines, staying around a 50% chance over the next few. And then as we lift to the north, still some of that storminess with 2 tropical waves sliding by, 40 to 50% chance. Martinique, Dominica, up through Guadeloupe, scattered areas of rain and storms. Be mindful of any lightning. Of course, if you hear any thunder, sneak into shelter. Antigua, Barbuda, 30 to 40% chance, 30 to 40% chance. St. Kitts and Nevis, some of our areas we need to get some rain, but watch out for those thunderstorms. Anguilla and St. Bart's, St. Martin, Sabin, Statia, scattered showers and storms. 40% chance today in Puerto Rico, up to a 50% chance by the end of the week. Very hot too. Scattered areas of rain possible. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, 30% chance through the Bahamas. Not as much across the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. More of it is to the south. Speaking of which, Santo Domingo over toward the Dominican Republic, watching out for the storms. Port-au-Prince, Haiti, watching out for a few isolated showers and storms, picking up though by Friday. Belize, not as much for us. But by the end of the week and the weekend, across much of Central America, the rain chance will be building. In a spot we are too dry, again, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, rain chance stays very, very small, even with these tropical waves moving in. Guyana, rain chance very high. The extreme flooding will be a possibility. Again, I'll be watching your comments throughout the day. Suriname, worst weather, western zones, and then back toward Guyana. Cuba, 40% chance, eastern end, better chance of the showers and storms. Costa Rica, it's going to pick up later this week. Same thing in Panama. Nicaragua, we'll be seeing that rain chance getting higher by the upcoming weekend, and we'll watch out for that as well late week into the weekend in Honduras. Same thing, Guatemala and El Salvador. Big downpours, though, around Mexico City today. That could lead to some of the flooding. We swing back toward the Yucatan Peninsula, not as much until the end of the week and the weekend. That's when it will build to about 60%. Only a 20% chance in Colombia, about a 30% chance northern Venezuela, but northeastern Venezuela, that's where we're looking at about a 60% chance with the possibility of flooding, and about a 30 to 40% chance with some fronts moving by the next few days across Bermuda. So the tropical wave is moving in right now. We have that crossing parts of Puerto Rico, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, headed toward Jamaica. No signs of development. I was talking about the wind shear, showing you that, but the increased chance of rain and the increased flood threat, and then that second tropical wave also moves in. So flooding is going to be a concern. I'll be watching these and monitoring for any signs of development. Please be safe if you're dealing with some of the flooding. We are thinking of you. Have a good rest of your day.